Hello motivators, I have a very important video I want to share with you today. I believe what I'm going to share will help you not only in this season of your life, but many encounters you will have in your future. I want to simply share with you about what to do when people walk out of your life. Every single person here, you watching, doesn't matter now or later in the future, you will have people walk out of your life. And you yourself may have been a person that has walked out of someone else's life. Now, oftentimes this phrase is connected to some negative stance or negative situation, negative position. But we got to be honest with the reality of life. Family, there's people you will meet all throughout your life. That people that have been planted for purposes, people that have been planted for reason, you have people that was been there seasonal or momentary, then there's also lifelong. So I want to give you some things to think about that can really help you to when this happens in your life. So here's a couple of things what to do when people walk out of your life. All right. So first and foremost, be honest with yourself. All right. This is maybe the hardest thing. All right, because it's easier when someone walks out of your life and says, I can't handle this no more. Easier when you may lose friendships or relationships are broken, or maybe you break up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or there was a severe trauma in a marriage and there's a separation because of this and that. It's very easy to point the finger and say that, man, it is all the person's fault. But we have to make sure that we are taking inventory in our own lives for us to really give some thought and say, man, was there anything that I did that helped push them away? Oftentimes, family, people, it could be addictive behaviors. It could be maybe someone didn't think that their alcohol addiction or their drinking wasn't a big deal. Maybe they didn't think that, they only do drugs every now and then. They didn't think it was a big deal or whatever. I mean, those are drastic, right? Or maybe it's the fact is that there was no communication. Y'all wouldn't talk to each other. The person would try to come to you and say, this is what I'm going through in my life. This is what I'm feeling. And you just brush it away, act like it wasn't a big deal or whatnot. Or maybe, you know what I mean? So it's easy to simply say, well, it's all the person's fault. But the mistake would be when this person and this deep covenant and that you have an individual, when it's broken away, to think that, oh man, it's all them. Am I saying that they didn't have anything to do with it? Of course not. Again, I don't know your situation. I don't know your circumstance. But I do believe one of the first things you should get some thought to and ask yourself why. Do a self-evaluation, do a self-inventory of your life and ask yourself, man, did my actions push them away? Did I do something to close the door? Did I do something to raise the drawbridge and cause separation? Am I dealing with the hurt in my own life? Did I transpose my pain upon them? Was there any sort of psychological displacement and disposition that I was doing upon them that now they felt like they were the collateral damage of a battle within me? Did they feel like that man, I was using them as a whipping post to make myself feel better? You know what I'm saying? There's some things you should definitely give some thought to instead of simply saying, man, it's just the other person's fault, right? I think another thing you should give some thought to, number 2, is let them walk out, right? Again, I'm talking about what to do when people walk out of your life. Let them walk out. And again, it's a situation. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know your circumstances. I do believe that there should be some moments where you find healing or whatnot, but there have been some times where maybe it's been the opposite of what I mentioned the first one. Maybe you've done everything you possibly can do to keep the relationship going. Maybe you did everything and you're the best friend. You tried your absolute very best. Again, they're not talking about perfection. I'm talking about best, right? You did everything you could do, but they just always thought the grass was greener on the other side. And they just said, I just can't do this no more. I'm not this no more. I'm not that no more. And they just walked out. Listen, it's like that picture you can see on Instagram, where that person holding the rope so tight. And so the only way sometimes to find to heal yourself is to let the rope go. And there's some situations, some moments, some friendships, some things, some people that you have to let go. You have to let them walk out. Sometimes the best thing to do is to hold the door as they walk out, right? And so that's a state of self-love. It's a state of like self-perseverance, self-preservation rather, right? And you're just moving forward, and you're saying, you know what? I'm not going to try to persuade you to be with me and love me. I'm not going to try to twist your arm to stay with me. If you don't want to be with me in this way, this manner, then bye. Again, like I said, it's look at the situation holistically. It'd be easier to watch this video and say, okay, yeah, that's the reason why. Well, you got to go and open the door. But again, like I said, if you don't give attention to the first thing I said, and number one is that maybe our actions could push them away. So again, it's important to have a holistic approach and not simply focusing on a correlation, but really thinking about causation to why there's people coming in and out of your life. But sometimes if it's a toxic person, it's someone you're trying your best, it's a friend that only takes but never gives, then sometimes it's best just to let them go. All right? And it leads me to my next point, is sometimes people are seasonal. Okay? That's just life. People are seasonal. You are a seasonal person to someone else. It's important to categorize the relationships in your life. Again, to put the expectation on your first grade teacher, the same expectation on your first grade teacher when you were little, to your husband and your wife to be there in that same time bracket is absolutely ridiculous. Your first grade teacher had a seasonal moment in your life, and it was okay for them to no longer have any place of relational connection after their responsibility was done. I think the mistake would be to miscategorize people in your life, to place an expectation that, hey, you will always be here with me every single step of the way, when no, their mission was seasonal. All right. And so, but again, once again, the mistake would be as well for the individual who was supposed to be there till death do you part, from sickness to health, for better or worse, right? But then ran away when things got hard, right? You know, again, like I said, situation. I don't know your story, I don't know your moment, I don't know the details of your moment. So take this as it is. But again, understand that there's seasonal people. Be okay with the people walking out of your life and out of your life, and it's because it's not always an attack against you. You may take it personal, but listen, they have a mission for themselves. They have a story for themselves. They're trying to do things for their own life. You always cannot be bound by who they used to be instead of where God's going to take them later, right? And so maybe they're trying to mature, but maybe the lifestyle that you're having with each other or had with each other is not going to fit into their future. It may be hard to hear, but again, sometimes there's seasonal people, you have to let them go, right? And next, listen, maybe you walk through some pain and because people walked in and out of your life, and maybe you just walk through anxiety, depression, and you're like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I thought they will always be there for me. I thought they always have my back. This next point you need to understand is that you still have a future. You still have a future. Yes, I understand that maybe they were your world, but I'm telling you, there's still a world in your future. There's still opportunities in your future. There's still moments to make your dreams come true in your future. So don't throw in the towel. As much as it hurts, yes, grieve, hurt, it's okay. But how you do it matters, right? But at some point you got to pick up yourself from the bootstraps, keep going, keep contending, and keep fighting, right? Because you still have a future. Maybe it's been a marital breakup. Listen, I'm sorry that has happened in your life. But again, it's important to give attention to the why the breakups happen, so you can make sure these things doesn't happen in your future, right? So understand you still have a future. That friend that was with you all through high school, you think they'll be there with you, but the moment you're freshman year in college, now you're not talking anymore. Let me tell you, that's a lot of life. Many of you probably watching, you can comment right now. I wonder how many people from your high school years or your middle school years or your elementary school years are still, you can call best friends today, right? Not because you don't like them, not because, well, maybe, I don't know, but not because you may or may not like them, but time, life, families, priorities has changed, responsibilities has changed. I will be a disservice to my family if my time management has not shifted to when I was single in high school versus now I'm married and have a son. If my time has not shifted, then something is wrong. Then I'm just a big kid with grown man responsibilities. So again, life happens, time shifts, things changes. But know that there's still a bright future ahead of you. Now, this is the last one I want to leave you with is this. Learn from your mistakes. Okay, why are people walking out of my life? Learn from your mistakes. All right? And so again, I just wanted to bring it back to that first one. Okay, to make that self-inventory, learn from your mistake. And maybe your mistake is not necessarily in getting involved with toxic people. Maybe your mistake is putting expectations on people that they never asked for. Okay, so listen, there's still a bright future ahead of you. You can still change this world. And I pray and I hope that there's healing in your heart and you move forward. Because yes, people will walk in and out of your life. You have walked in and out of people's lives, and that's just life. Yep, but there will be, and you should have these core individuals, these best friends, these confidants, these Barnabases, these encouragers that will be with you in every single stage of your life. You will find in different stages of your life. There's a Bible verse that says, brothers are born in time of adversity. You'll find those individuals who rise up in crises, and oftentimes they're the ones you least expect, and the ones you think would always be there were all or super far in the distance. Like, I thought you had my back, right? And so you will go through different seasons and journeys in your life. But listen, it's okay. It's okay. Protect your heart. Guard your heart. Guard your heart. Diligency, for out of it springs for issues of life. So, right? So, motivators, share this video. Then you know people who's been hurt before, people who hasn't moved forward since someone walked in and out of their life. Encourage them that they still have a future, and I hope this video can help you. My goal for this channel is for this to be an oasis of hope in a desert of hopelessness, and I believe that this video is really going to help you to do just that. So change the world, right? And let's make this world a better place. See you later.